There's more reaction to the story everyone's talking about. The CEO caught on kiss cam at a Coldplay concert, snuggling with his head of human resources. Today, there are serious questions whether they will be forced to leave their job.
30 seconds on a stadium kiss cam just vaporized a $1.3 billion tech empire, crowned a silent wife the internet's new queen, and left an entire HR department scrambling for cover. Was it a harmless concert moment or the most expensive affair in Silicon Valley history? Stick around, because the twist that landed after the encore is more explosive than anything Coldplay played on stage.
I'm not quite sure what to do.
Boston's Gillette Stadium was a kaleidoscope of LED wristbands, confetti cannons, and heart-thumping bass on the night of July 16, 2025. 58,000 fans swayed under a warm summer sky, waiting for Coldplay to light up the night with yellow. Nestled in the velvet-roped VIP enclave sat Andy Byron, a Harvard grad-turned data whisperer, famous for turning astronomer from scrappy startup to $1.3 billion powerhouse in 2 short years. Byron was dressed in CEO casual, tailored navy jacket, no tie, wristband glowing cobalt. But what really caught eyes was who he brought: Kristen Cabot, astronomer's newly minted chief people officer, and the person tasked with safeguarding every HR boundary in the company. They arrived together, laughing through the suite entrance while security hustled them past autograph hunters. To casual onlookers, it read executive camaraderie. To anyone who sat through corporate training on optics, it looked risky. Byron's wife Megan was nowhere in sight. A detailed gossip blog would later weaponize. Yet, in that moment, the venue's electric buzz was the perfect cover. Fans passed around neon-rimmed binoculars, debating which song Chris Martin would open with, oblivious to the corporate powder keg tucked 10 rows from the stage. Astronomers Board had just celebrated a record-shattering quarter. Byron was rumored to be finalizing a lucrative AI analytics acquisition worth 9 figures. In other words, this was the kind of night where a CEO could finally exhale, sip overpriced Pinot Noir, and soak up Coldplay's stadium magic. Byron leaned in to point out the laser-lit stage design. Cabot laughed, hand brushing his arm, a gesture small enough to escape most eyes, but not the overhead kiss cam lens quietly sweeping the stands. Minutes before the house lights dimmed, an usher delivered specialty Infinity tickets, Coldplay's nod to VIP guests, allowing them to roam the pit during the encore. Byron tucked the lanyards into his jacket pocket with a grin that said untouchable. The irony? He was seconds away from becoming the most touchable news item on the internet. Because at precisely 8:42 p.m., as Chris Martin strummed the first chords of Paradise, the stadium camera turned its gaze, zeroed in on 2 executives who thought they were invisible, and history hit the record button. The stadium's giant screen flickered between dancing fans, couples leaning in for quick pecks and groups waving glow sticks. The kiss cam is a staple of Coldplay concerts. Something harmless, lighthearted, a quick break between emotional ballads. Nobody expects to become the viral moment of the year. When the lens landed on Andy Byron and Kristen Cabot, the crowd initially reacted with cheers. From a distance, the two looked like any pair of VIP concert goers enjoying the night. But within seconds, the atmosphere shifted. Cabot's hand was already resting on Byron's thigh, their fingers intertwined. A hush swept through the crowd, followed by gasps and then an explosion of screams. Byron's reaction made everything worse. Instead of smiling or playing along, he panicked. He jolted upright like someone caught red-handed and half-ducked out of the camera frame. Cabot buried her face in her hands as though hiding from the entire world. That single frame, Byron's deer-in-headlight stare, Cabot's crimson cheeks, became the screenshot shared across every social platform within minutes. Chris Martin, ever the charming frontman, tried to lighten the tension. With an awkward laugh, he dropped the now iconic line: "Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy." The crowd roared. Phones shot up, and the moment turned from innocent to infamous in seconds. What was supposed to be a cute crowd interaction suddenly felt like an accidental expose. Twitter or X, TikTok, and Instagram lit up with captions like "Coldplay's kiss cam just ended someone's marriage," and "Imagine getting divorced because Chris Martin called you out." Within the hour, videos of Byron and Cabot's startled reaction had racked up over 30 million views. And the internet wasn't done. Reddit threads dissected the body language frame by frame, arm placement, eye contact. Even Cabot's lip bite became topics of analysis by self-proclaimed relationship experts. Body language breakdown videos went viral, with creators insisting, "That's not how friends sit at a concert." Period by sunrise, the clip wasn't just trending. It had crossed into pop culture infamy. Late-night talk show hosts were already drafting monologues. News outlets like TMZ and Page 6 labeled it "the kiss that cost a CEO everything." But as viral as this was, the scandal was just getting started. When the hoax apologies hit their crescendo, the internet abruptly pivoted to the one person who hadn't posted a single word: Megan Kerrigan, Byron's wife of 11 years, mom of 2, and until that night, a low-key interior design blogger best known for renovating a 120-year-old farmhouse in Maine. Her social feeds, once a gallery of reclaimed wood coffee tables and golden hour family pics, flickered with unusual activity. First, she trimmed Byron from her Facebook display name. Then she scrubbed her Instagram bio, leaving just a sunflower emoji, a symbol her followers remembered as her fresh start icon after losing her dad years earlier. Within hours, every account vanished. That digital vanishing act detonated louder than any statement Byron could have typed. Paparazzi photos surfaced 2 days later of Megan unloading an overnight bag from a black Suburban outside her mother's coastal cottage in Cape Elizabeth, Maine. She wore a baseball cap, AirPods, and the kind of face you pull when reporters yell questions you're legally advised not to answer. A local paper claimed she'd retained a high-profile Boston divorce attorney, the same litigator who once negotiated an NBA star's 8-figure settlement. But Megan's camp confirmed nothing. Silence again was the statement, and that silence tilted the public narrative. While Megan fortified in Maine, astronomers' C-suite fortified its bunker. Because her silence wasn't just personal, it set the stage for corporate carnage the board could no longer ignore. With Byron officially out, the rumor mill found a new chew toy: legal revenge. A leaked Slack thread, soon plastered across Reddit, claimed Byron had ordered his attorneys to draft a concert privacy lawsuit against Coldplay, Live Nation, and even Gillette Stadium security. According to the snippet, his angle was a rare combo of intrusion upon seclusion and commercial misappropriation. The kiss cam used his image for entertainment value without consent, causing catastrophic reputational harm. Entertainment lawyer Lisa Delgado told Variety that stadium cameras are the world's largest "you enter, your content" disclaimer. She predicted the suit, if filed, would be tossed before you can sing the first line of Yellow. Still, whispers persisted. A Boston Globe columnist reported Byron's team contacted 3 boutique privacy firms. 2 declined, 1 issued a tight-lipped "no comment." Then came Coldplay's chess move. The band's official site quietly added a new FAQ entry: "We love sharing the joy of our live shows. By attending, you consent to harmless inclusion in event broadcasts." It read polite but legal. Twitter translated it as "You sue, we shred." Byron's allies floated a counter-argument. The camera lingered maliciously, exceeding the brief incidental capture standard. An ESPN replay producer fired back, noting Jumbotron operators linger whenever crowds react. It's literally their job. By week 2, the lawsuit talk fizzled. An insider told Axios that every law firm consulted delivered the same verdict: pursue this and you'll pay 6 figures to become an even bigger meme. Byron quietly shifted focus to damage control, but the narrative had already crystallized. He'd tried to lawyer up against a rock band, beloved for rainbow wristbands and charity singles. The optics couldn't have looked worse if he'd sued puppies. But beyond the courtroom theater that never materialized, the scandal forced a bigger reckoning about how a single lens now serves as society's most ruthless auditor. For decades, corporate nightmares came in familiar forms: leaked emails, disgruntled whistleblowers, maybe a stealth recording in a boardroom. Coldplay Gate rewrote the playbook. No NDAs were broken, no servers hacked. A stadium camera built for lighthearted crowd shots became a real-time truth serum with a 100 million viewer amplifier. PR scholars are already slotting the incident alongside United's dragged passenger video and Starbucks' 2018 arrest footage as case studies in ambient accountability. The lesson: today's reputational risk lives in every stranger's pocket. A single zoom, a half-second linger, and the facade crumbles before your crisis team Slack channel even loads. Inside Astronomer, the aftershocks reached far beyond leadership. HR revamped its entire relationship disclosure policy, mandating quarterly attestations and mandatory outside counsel reviews for C-suite romances. Policies critics say should have existed all along. Startups across Silicon Valley followed suit. One venture fund now asks founders, point blank, "Could a kiss cam sink you?" during due diligence calls. Culturally, the scandal ignited conversations about power dynamics in the number Me Too era 2.0. Commentators noted that Cabot, as chief people officer, occupied the very role designed to police executive misconduct, raising uncomfortable parallels to past scandals where oversight bodies failed to police themselves. The Coldplay lens didn't just out an alleged affair, it spotlighted systemic blind spots, forcing companies to rethink who watches the watchers. Dilemma. Then there's the marriage of privacy and tech angle. Data ethics panels have begun referencing Byron's paradox, a CEO who monetized predictive analytics, yet couldn't predict a stadium camera destroying his own data point: his reputation. Academic journals and media studies are drafting papers on incidental virality, arguing that public spaces have transitioned from crowd experiences to mass surveillance theaters, where every attendee is both audience and content creator. And the public? It walked away with a sharpened eye. TikTok tutorials now teach how to spot panic body language on jumbotrons. Reddit AMAs with stadium camera operators field questions from curious armchair ethicists. The next time a kiss cam scans a crowd, you can bet at least one couple will jolt apart. Learning from Byron's 1.3 billion 30-second cautionary tale. So here's the final gut check. In 2025, your crisis doesn't start with a whistleblower. It starts with a wide-angle lens hunting for fan service. You can spend millions polishing brand veneers, but one unguarded moment can flip the script faster than any PR spin cycle. The question isn't whether the camera is cruel or honest. It's whether you're ready when it decides to tell your story for you. What do you think? Did Coldplay's camera cross a line, or did it merely expose one that was already there? Drop your take below, smash that like button if you value unfiltered breakdowns, and subscribe so you're first to decode the next digital implosion. Because in the age of ambient accountability, the lens never blinks, and neither should you.